Hi guys, Mr. Emmanuel here. There is something I wanted to say to you today, and I don't feel like writing, so I thought I'd do something different and see a video. We don't get to see each other's face anymore, and in this sad arrangement, it's only you having to see my face, for good or for bad. So, what I wanted to tell you was that among many of the things that became cut off because of the coronavirus and these really weird times, one of the things that got cut off was something that we were going to do the last quarter and a half together, that unfortunately we won't be able to do now. We'd even had 500 journals ordered for you, for each one of you, and for actually the whole school, something we're going to do across all the English classes. But anyway, I told you our freedom writers might come back to bite us. But anyways, there's something that I wanted to do with those journals that seems a little bit appropriate to what's going on now, and a video that we were going to watch while we were writing in these journals. And the video is something that I'm going to post, a link to as well as a link to this video, of course. And it's a documentary called College Behind Bars, and it's a documentary that really impressed me, and it's one of the best documentaries I've seen in many years, 5 years or so. You'll get a sense of it in the link that I provide. It's kind of a longer preview to it. But it is basically about the experience that these gentlemen and these ladies have who've been convicted of rather serious crimes, and an opportunity that they have to go through college in prison. It's a very unique opportunity in America. It exists only in a few places, New York one of those, and that's where this documentary happens. In any case, it's a theme that resonates with me, and it's a theme that could resonate for us a little bit now. In many ways, we're all in prison a little bit right now. But, in addition to that, by way of some things that we read this year, we remember that Malcolm X was in prison. And at one point he started studying the dictionary ravenously and writing down every single word in its definition. And he was in that practice right before he has said this in his autobiography, which you might remember. He said, "I suppose it was inevitable that as my word base broadened, I could for the first time pick up a book and read and now begin to understand what the book was saying. Anyone who has read a great deal can imagine the new world it opened. Let me tell you something. From then until I left that prison, in every free moment I had, it was not reading. And if I was not reading in the library, I was reading on my bunk. You couldn't have gotten me out of books with a wedge. Between Mr. Muhammad's teachings, my correspondence, my visitors, usually Ella and Reginald, and my reading of books, months passed without my even thinking about being imprisoned. In fact, up to then, I never had been so truly free in my life." This part of Malcolm X's autobiography has always been one of my favorite. And it would echo one of the deep beliefs that I have in education and for education, and why I'm even a teacher. As some of you have asked me, hey, why are you doing this? One more thing I want to read. Reread Henry David Thoreau, his essay on civil disobedience. And he said here, I'll just leave it in his words. He said, "I've paid no poll tax for 6 years. I was put into jail once on this account for one night. And as I stood considering the walls of solid stone, 2 or 3 feet thick, the door of wood and iron a foot thick, and the iron grating which strained the light, I could not help being struck with the foolishness of that institution, which treated me as if I were mere flesh and blood and bones to be locked up. I wondered if it couldn't put me to another use. I saw that if there was a wall of stone between me and my townsmen, there was a still more difficult one to climb or break through before they could get to be as free as I was." So, I want you to watch that other video that I post, the trailer to the documentary College Behind Bars. And I want you, in a free write today, worth extra credit points, 50 extra credit, I want you to write about freedom. And very much of it can be reacting to that video, maybe to some of these words, but also answering the question, what is freedom to you? Do you feel free? Do you feel a prison? I've read both in your recent free writes. I've read a lot of people in prisons. But what does freedom mean? What can it mean for you? And this might be delving into whole new territory, letting your mind go, thinking freely, imagining courageously almost. What is it to you? And if it is a prison for you in any part of your life, what is it that brings freedom? What is it that you want? That sets spirits free and minds free and hearts, so that in any place you might be, any circumstance, you are still allowed to feel joy and to feel freedom. And please answer that question for me in the free write. I hope you've had a good week, and I hope you enjoy your spring break as it comes up. So take care, everyone. Stay healthy and happy and strong through these times. Bye.